Hello, Wayne. You're good. Okay. And Lion John, could you please go ahead and request to share your audio and video, and we can approve you. I see that you've joined the room.
Right.
There you are. Wonderful.
Okay.
Hey,
Good
John.
to see you.
Hi, Wayne.
And I love that you got dressed
School?
up for today. Yes.
John, are you still at the school, John?
Yes, I just finished school a few minutes ago. I would not have been able to make it home to get on the computer. So
I thought you were at school.
yeah, I'm at school right now.
Wonderful. Welcome, everybody. We're just giving a few more minutes to, for everybody to log in here, and we'll get started shortly.
Okay, great.
I'm pleasantly surprised how many lions have stuck around all day when it looks like the most beautiful day ever. I'm looking out this window, and all I'm thinking is, I would like to go outside.
Yeah, the weather is nice outside right now. Yep. I work in a classroom with children with special needs, and we had some of them outside for a little walk around the school here a little while ago.
Oh, isn't that nice? Now, I know Dr. Goldstein was going to try to make it today, but I do have her presentation. So even if she can't, we're good to go.
Great. Okay. Good.
Welcome, everybody. There we go.
Is Megan and Ann on yet, PJ?
I am not seeing them yet.
All right.
Oh, no. Megan Lefner just joined us. Megan, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and request to share your audio and video so that we can approve you, please.
Could you hear me okay when I was talking?
Yes.
Perfect, John. You're coming through great.
Okay, good.
Oh, Megan Lefter says she's not speaking, so no need to do that. So Ann will be covering her. Wonderful.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough. Wait, it looks like we're still waiting for Ann, but she's coming in the end of the presentation. So if you want to get started,
Yeah.
because I know we do have a lot to go over.
Yeah, we do. Definitely. Thank you, PJ. And thanks everyone for being with us today as we hold this LVRF seminar. The order of business today, just to do some housekeeping. I'm going to do a short introduction and a brief history. Then we're going to see a video from Dr. Judy Goldstein entitled "What's Up at the Clinic," to keep us abreast of what's going on at the Wilmer Low Vision Center at Wilmer. Past District Governor John Schwitt, our developmental chair, is going to talk about finance and development. And then we have a guest from the Wilmer Development, and that's Ann Doyle is going to talk about financial planning and plan giving. And then we'll have a little wrap up at the end. So welcome everyone, and thank you for taking time out to be with us this afternoon. As PJ said, it's a beautiful day outside, so you could have chosen to do that, but you stayed with us, and we really do appreciate it. Just a brief history of Lions Vision Research Foundation. In 1925, all know that legendary figure Helen Keller challenged the Lions to become Knights of the Blind in the crusade to eliminate preventable blindness. Needless to say, the Lions accepted the challenge, and in the 1950s, a young researcher at Wilmer Eye Institute named Arnold Patz began a long career of effective, groundbreaking advances in the causes and prevention of blindness. During the period from 1978 to 1985, Dr. Patz made several overtures to Lions International, including a trip to Lions headquarters in 1979 to encourage and collaborate with Lions to really develop research and to develop a partnership. So with time, support for the partnership grew among the Lions of multiple District 22, representing Delaware, the District of Columbia, Maryland. Later, as director of Wilmer Eye Institute and as the world's leading eye surgeon, Dr. Patz urged the Lions of multiple District 22 to establish the Lions Vision Research Foundation, LVRF. Consequently, in May of 1988, at the 66th Lions Convention, MD22 voted to formally establish Lions Vision Research Foundation. In March of 1991, Dr. Robert Massall, Bob, as we affectionately call him, director of the Lions Low Vision Center, recommended that the center's research be focused on the problem of low vision, for which there is no cure. Low vision is vision loss that cannot be corrected by eyeglasses, medicines, or surgeries. Dr. Massall proposed further that the Lions create a $4 million endowment fund to guarantee the Lions Low Vision Center would operate in perpetuity. Our own past District Governor John Schwitt was a huge part of that campaign and really did a terrific job leading us. And we were able to do that. So in 1991, with the international president Don Banker in attendance, the Lions of multiple District 22 and the Wilmer Eye Institute entered into a formal memo of understanding, officially creating the Lions Low Vision Center and committing the Lions to the raising of the endowment fund. Beginning in 1994, the Lions Vision Research Foundation contributed $200,000 annually to sustain the research and operations at the Lions Low Vision Center while growing the $4 million endowment fund. That goal was completed on May 12, 2007, as they celebrated the achievement. In 2009, LVRF established a fellowship program in the Lions Low Vision Center to fund a postdoctoral position specializing in low vision. And I will tell you, John Schwitt is going to talk about that today. I am quite sure about where we are with that. In 2010, the LVRF Board of Trustees and the MD22 Council of Governors resolved to support the memory of Dr. Patz by assisting Wilmer Eye Institute's fundraising campaign for an endowed professorship for the Low Vision Center. And in 2013, LVRF launched its Low Vision Rehabilitation Network program with grants from LCIF, Sight First, and Reader's Digest Partners for Sight Foundation. LoverNet is a community-based program designed to promote expansion of low vision services. We Lions are proud to partner with Wilmer, which is usually ranked by U.S. News and World Report as the #1 ophthalmological institute in America. Author Tom Clancy, the honorary Lions Vision 2000 chairman, called Wilmer one of America's crown jewels. LVRF and Lions of multiple District 22 is proud to partner with the Wilmer Eye Institute at Johns Hopkins. So with all that history, we are now ready to find out from Dr. Judy Goldstein and her video. I don't think Dr. Judy has made it back to the office yet, so she did send her video in. So PJ, if you could play that for us now.
Good afternoon, Chairman Wayne, Multiple District 22.
Thank you so much, Dr. Goldstein. A great partner with Lions, and we are so pleased and proud to work beside her on a daily basis. So at this time, I'm going to introduce our wonderful, wonderful developmental chair, past District Governor John Schwid from 22D. And John's going to talk about how we finance and how we get this endowment fund that kicked off and growing. Thank you, past District Governor John. Floor is yours. You'll have to unmute yourself, John.
Okay, we're all learning here today. All right, very good. Good afternoon, fellow Lions and guests. I am honored to have the opportunity to speak about LVRF's financial commitments and fundraising needs. All fundraising starts with the communication of the case or why someone would want to contribute to the organization. Let me begin by saying the Lions were recruited, as our chairman said, by Dr. Arnold Patz, one of the world's greatest eye surgeons. He personally knew Helen Keller, and he knew that Lions were committed to ridding the world of preventable blindness. He wanted the Lions to begin working in partnership with the Wilmer Eye Institute at Johns Hopkins. The Lions of Mobile 22 answered his call and voted to establish the Lions Vision Research Foundation at the May 1988 convention. And I'm point here right now. LVRF became the first Mobile District 22 Lions organization. We have many Lions organizations that we support internationally, locally, but this is the only one that is from Mobile 22. The Lions Vision Center was formally dedicated in November of 91 with International President Don Banker in attendance. Now, just in case there are some new Lions or guests listening to me, I don't want you to think that this is a Baltimore-only organization. It is governed by a group of 21 trustees, 3 trustees from each of the 5 districts of Mobile 22, the 5 district governors, and a chairman determined by district rotation. At the recommendation of Dr. Patz and Dr. Robert Massoff, the first director of the Lions Vision Center, the organization agreed to focus on the problem of low vision, for which there is no medical cure. And here are the numbers. 5 million people in the USA suffer the effects of low vision. 25 million people suffer the effects of low vision worldwide. In 2007, the trustees completed the establishment of a $4 million endowment fund to guarantee the operation of the Lions Vision Center in perpetuity. After reflecting on what the next LVRF project should be, the trustees accepted the recommendation of Dr. Massoff to fund a training position at the Lions Vision Center, which would become known as the Low Vision Center Fellowship. Dr. Goldstein, in her presentation, did a great job covering what that is all about, and she showed you pictures of some of the graduates who have gone through that program. And he also saw the picture of the new doctor that will be coming on board with us. Now, I ask you to think of each of these fellows as ambassadors who are taking their knowledge of low vision services to eye practices throughout the world. The trustees agreed to provide $100,000 annually to support this program. In November of 2016, the trustees announced support for a new endowment to guarantee this unique, and I want to make a point about that. It's unique. It's the only one in the United States that does this. Highly successful low vision fellow program in perpetuity. To guarantee that 100,000 annual funding level will require an endowment fund amount of $2.3 million. As a result of the generosity and the hard work of you Lions and some special gifts from non-Lions, we have raised over $600,000. Dr. Goldstein had a number of 500. Well, things are changing pretty quickly. Okay. So we're actually over 600,000 in total assets as of right now. Even in these challenging times caused by COVID-19 pandemic, you Lions have been absolutely amazing. You have found creative ways to fundraise, and you have helped LVRF meet both its endowment campaign commitments and our operating budget. In addition to raising the 100,000 for the LVC endowment, like all organizations, LVRF has expenses for running the office, such things as providing recognition awards to our clubs for their generous donations and for individuals, sponsorship of the annual rally, and other administrative expenses. In past years, the trustees entered into a 5-year commitment to provide the $100,000 annually for the LVC endowment. This year, the trustees signed on to a 2-year agreement with the intention of speeding up the completion of the $2.3 million endowment. Over those 2 years, a special committee is exploring options for achieving that. And we will share more with you as the work of that committee progresses. You can help us financially going forward by ensuring that your club is supporting LVRF with a donation. Think of creative ways to host a club fundraiser. When life returns to the norm that we all yearn for, consider running a Vision Days weekend by donning your Lions gear and standing in front of one of your favorite stores with a donation collection container in your hand. You will be surprised with the positive reception you receive from the general public. I personally have been doing that for over 20 years in front of the Walmart store in Seaford, Delaware. Individual Lions can contribute also in several ways. Write a check or consider one of the planned giving opportunities that Wilmer Development will cover at this seminar. Think about gifts of appreciated stocks. Think about considering estate gifts, annuities, etc. You will hear more of that in a few minutes. The quality of life for those who suffer from low vision, and since Johns Hopkins is a teaching medical facility, the Lions Vision Center teaches fellows who spread that knowledge internationally. The R in the LVRF name stands for research. It takes money to keep any business operating and growing in service to its customers. So you're not going to hear me say today that this is the end of fundraising for LVRF. Until we meet Helen Keller's challenge, LVRF, like all other Lions organizations, will continue to need money. There will always be that next yet undefined project to fund. I hope you are as proud as I am of our relationship with the Lions Vision Center and its parent organization, the Wilmer Eye Institute. Johns Hopkins, the Wilmer Eye Institute, and the Lions Vision Center are recognized internationally for their expertise. Our chairman stole one of my lines when he was covering the history, but he's exactly right. Author Tom Clancy called the Wilmer Eye Institute one of America's crown jewels. I had a mentor as I was coming through the chairs in the state of Delaware, the late past international director Ralph Helm from District 22D. And he had a saying, regardless of what Lions organization that he was proposing to help, he said, don't give until it hurts. Give until it feels good. My hope for the future is that you all feel good about your giving to the Mobile District 22 Lions Vision Research Foundation. And I want you all to have a great convention. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John, for those words of encouragement. We have the right person in place, supplemental chair, no doubt about it. Thank you, John. It is my pleasure to introduce from the Wilmer Development. We also have with us Megan Leffner, who is a great assistant to us, and we could not do what we do without her, especially this year with our virtual meetings. So she will not be on with us, but thank you so much, Megan. But it's my privilege to introduce Miss Ann Dewell from Wilmer Development to share her comments about planned giving. Thank you, Ann, for being with us today.
Hi, I'm Ann Doyle. I'm the Senior Director of Gift Planning at Johns Hopkins, and I'm happy to be speaking with you today about different ways of giving that are advantageous to you in 2021. Let me try and share my screen. Let's see. Is that shared?
No, not yet. So down, you're going to see what looks like a camera, a little microphone, a YouTube play button, and then a computer screen. Click the computer screen for me.
Okay.
And then it's going to have a pop-up where it's going to ask you entire screen, window, or Chrome tab. And you.
Oh, I see. I see. Yeah.
And then click share.
Okay. I think it must be. It is not letting me share.
Uh-oh.
That's too bad.
Is it a website?
It's a PowerPoint. It's a PowerPoint, yes. Yeah, no, none of them are showing up. So, oh, wait, maybe the.
A workaround that, Ann, is that if you just do the full screen, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
And then
let me see. Let me get that. Let's see. Is that sharing?
We can all see that. Thank you, Ann.
Okay. All right, great. All right. Well, so just to speak a little bit to some of the charitable giving in 2021. I mean, as we all know, 2020 was quite a year. From the depth of the difficulties people faced to the scope of challenges we encountered to the incredible generosity from donors to support those who are most impacted. And despite the ongoing challenges and uncertainty that have carried over into 2021, the environment actually remains favorable for charitable giving. Consider the following primary factors. Although the market has been up and down, the S&P 500 index has neared record highs recently, and many individuals have highly appreciated non-cash assets in their portfolios. This provides an excellent opportunity to give stocks, mutual funds, or ETF shares to minimize your taxes and maximize your philanthropic impact, making charitable gifts where they are most needed. Existing tax laws offer incentives to donors who contribute cash or appreciated non-cash assets. Annual income tax deduction limits for gifts to charities, including donor-advised funds, are 30% of your adjusted gross income for contributions of non-cash assets held more than 1 year, such as securities, or 60% of your adjusted gross income for contributions of cash. Donation amounts in excess of these deduction limits may be carried forward for an additional 5 tax years. There are also significant tax incentives for charitable giving through provisions in the CARES Act that have been extended through 2021. Individuals taking the standard deduction can claim an additional deduction of up to $300 for cash contributions directly to charities, and couples taking the standard deduction can claim up to $600. Individuals who itemize deductions may continue to elect under the Extended CARES Act 100% adjusted gross income deduction limit for cash contributed directly to the nonprofit, and deduction of amounts above this limit, again, may be carried over for 5 years. As a caution, these CARES Act incentives only apply to cash gifts made directly to a nonprofit, but they are not applicable for contributions to donor-advised funds, supporting organization, private foundations, or gifts of securities. As individuals contemplate how to maximize their impact with their giving in 2021, there are a few key strategies to consider. Thinking about giving appreciated non-cash assets instead of cash, like securities, as I've mentioned. For those who itemize deductions, stocks, the non-cash assets, held more than 1 year may offer an additional tax benefit in comparison to cash donations. Beyond claiming a deduction for the fair market value of an asset, donors can potentially eliminate the capital gains tax they would otherwise incur if they sold the asset and donated the cash proceeds. This can mean even more going to charity and less to taxes, as is shown in the example above. This shows the stock donation as compared to a cash donation and the tax savings you could receive from that by not having to pay on the appreciation and the security and the taxes that would be applicable for it. In addition, individuals may want to leverage deduction rules or utilize a bunching strategy for their gifts, such as giving beyond existing limits or carrying over the excess deduction. Individuals who wish to itemize deductions for non-cash assets, cash, or a combination of both, may choose to give beyond annual deduction limits and carry over the excess amounts for up to 5 years. Some individuals may find that the total of their itemized deductions for 2021 will be slightly below the standard deduction. They might find it beneficial to bunch 2021 and 2022 charitable contributions into 1 year, say 2021, itemize their deductions on their 2021 taxes, and take the standard deduction on 2022 taxes. In addition to achieving a large charitable impact in 2021, this strategy could produce a larger 2-year deduction than 2 separate years of itemized deductions, depending, of course, on income level, tax filing status, and giving amounts. Let's see. And now, IRA assets. Now is an excellent time to make a qualified charitable distribution of your IRA assets. Whether itemizing or claiming the standard deduction, individuals aged 70 and a half and older can direct up to $100,000 per year tax-free from their individual retirement accounts to nonprofits by what is called a qualified charitable deduction. By reducing the IRA balance, a QCD, or qualified charitable deduction, may also reduce an individual's taxable income in future years, lower the donor's taxable estate, and limit IRA beneficiaries' tax liability. But keep in mind that there is no longer an RMD, or required minimum distribution waiver, for 2021. As a result, anyone age 72 or older as of December 31st, 2021, must take their RMD by year end to avoid the 50% penalty, unless this is your first RMD, in which case you have until April 1, 2022. Real estate. That's another area that is a very growing area of gifts to Johns Hopkins that I thought might be worth discussing. A direct gift of real estate is the simplest method of donating real estate to a nonprofit in order to obtain a charitable deduction. The benefit to the individual is the charitable deduction of the full value of the property, no capital gains payment, and not having to hassle with the sale of the property. It is simply a transfer of the deed of title from the individual to the nonprofit. If you choose to do this, you generally receive a tax deduction equal to the fair market value of your property. And that deduction, again, may be carried forward for 5 years. You also avoid paying the capital gains tax that would otherwise accrue as a result of the sale of the property. And lastly, bequest. A bequest, which is a gift to a nonprofit through your will or trust that transfers after your lifetime, is generally not subject to state inheritance or federal estate taxes. And your assets, the big advantage of leaving a bequest, remain in your control during your lifetime. But most importantly, your assets will benefit the nonprofit you would like to support in a way that you choose by designating through your will or trust exactly how you would like your gift to be used, and if an endowment, if you would like it to carry your name. I hope you found this useful. And if you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch with me. I have my contact information up. Thank you.
Thank you, Ann, very much. We appreciate you being with us today and sharing that useful information for us. Thank you.
Okay, sure.
And thank you for leaving us your contact information, because that could be very useful in the future.
It's great. Yep.
Thank you. Any questions for Ann? While we have her, you could share in the chat room. I see Dr. Goldstein has joined us now. Hi, Judy. How are you?
Chairman Wayne, I apologize. I was interviewing a faculty candidate, but I heard that the video went okay. Hopefully.
You did a wonderful video. It was all good. Yes.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, but I'll be on for other sessions.
Good. Would you like to make a few comments other than what we've had? We have a little bit of time.
I just joined, so I'm not sure what was shared, but what I really just, more than comments, I just really want to thank the Lions. I was really blown away by this convention. I was really impressed by what was put together. I've been to a lot of virtual conventions, including the Association for Research in Vision and Ophthalmology. And I have to say that for an international research and ophthalmology meeting, I think the Lions beat the international meeting. This is an incredible platform. So I'm very impressed. So I think a lot of thanks to PJ too for doing that. And as always, just thanks to the Lions for everything you guys do. It's remarkable, and I'm very grateful. So hopefully it's going to be an exciting year for LVRF and for Wilmer. We're just busy. So all good stuff. So thanks for putting on today. And if there's any questions for me, I'm happy to try to answer anything that might be going on.
Great.
Thank you.
Dr. Judy Goldstein. Appreciate that. Okay, that's all that we have as far as content today, but we did leave a little bit of time for questions. So if you have any questions and you would like to put them in the chat room, please do that. I don't see any so far. Okay, great. Well, thank you everyone for being with us today to learn a little bit about our wonderful foundation. As our developmental chair said, this is our foundation, and we are very proud that it should be our foundation. So we just want to say that all that you do on a yearly basis for LVRF is truly appreciated. And as John said, we're going to continue to fight. We are not going to be satisfied until we can eradicate blindness and low vision. So thank you again for being with us. Have a great rest of the convention. And I think LeverNet follows us, so I'm anxious to see what that executive board has put together. They're doing great work with LeverNet. So thank you for being with us, and have a great rest of your convention.
Thank you.